Having 3 girls, like y'all don't even understand how much hours I just spend on doing their hair. And I don't really regret or like hate doing their hair. It's just like, you just gotta acknowledge it's a lot of work. Like each kiddo is different, each kiddo has different needs. Each kiddo's hair takes a different amount of time. But no matter what, it's time.
Yummy. Thank you.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Anybody else's baby cry if they're not have food in their mouth every single minute? Like they could be actively chewing and then swallow and be mad because food has left their mouth. Yeah, nuts. So we're doing some Juneteenth activities. I'll be honest, I didn't really know what Juneteenth was till a few years ago. It wasn't something I grew up with. It wasn't something I learned about. I mean, I learned in school, you know, slavery was abolished and everyone was free and happy. Like, boom, end of story. And then I grew up and find out that's not quite the case, that there's actually pockets that slavery was still existing. Word of mouth was a lot slower back then. They didn't have the internet or cell phones where, you know, you text your family or text your friends and say, hey, you know, did you hear the news? It wasn't on Facebook. It wasn't on YouTube, anything like that. So from what I understand, what happened was slavery was abolished, but then, you know, a couple different things happened. One is that slaves couldn't read or write and purposely left out of the education system because owners didn't want smart slaves. And so when this proclamation came out, it was up to really? Where? Look where? Look where? Is it yummy? Yeah, we're gonna eat our hand too. And so yeah, it was left up to the people that could read and write, the local mail. Slaves that were free actually went out traveling to where if they had any family to try to, you know, let them know that slavery had been abolished. And so Juneteenth is what they really consider like the last pocket of slavery was abolished in the United States. And I'm still learning myself. That's why I think it's great that I get to do this with the kids and with Gina, is that I don't know everything. And to be able to learn a little bit more about Black history and Juneteenth and what it is and what our country, the history of our country, is amazing to me, and I really look forward to it.
Drew is putting the baby down for a nap, and I'm going to read one of the books. We're going to be reading books on slavery, children's books on slavery, and I'm going to have the kiddos pick like 2, and then we'll read it together, and then they'll read whichever ones they would want to all week, but I'm going to read 2 of them with them today. Here are some of the books that we ended up getting. I will show all the books that we have on slavery and Juneteenth on my TikTok page, but we're just gonna have one person pick one. We're just gonna have one person pick one out. So who wants to take one? Pick one. All right, Panda, you go ahead and pick one.
Before she was Harry.
Cal, do you want to pick one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and pick one. That one, let me see which one you picked. All right, Cal picked In the Time of Drums, and then Panda, what'd you pick?
I picked
Before She Was Harriet.
Harriet Tubman is my favorite Black hero.
Awesome. Before she was a nurse, she was Aunt Harriet, daughter of Ben and Britt, who helped her parents flee their master, find their way through the woods and storms. Did you hear that?
In the north, safer.
Yeah.
Because she named herself Harriet.
Yeah, she did. Change her name mostly because she didn't like the name, because the name that she got was a name that her like the person who enslaved her gave her, and so she wanted to choose her name. A voice for a woman who had none in marriages, in court, in voting booths. Alright, so what were some of the names that she had before she was Harriet?
Minty.
Moses. Conductor. So these are all roles or people who, like all roles or names that were important to her that shaped who she was.
Wiggle them around and touch your toes.
I can't.
Now do a bump to the person next to you. And then stand tall. Put your hands in the sky. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Turn, 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 turn. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Now everybody give mommy a big hug. Okay. And kisses.
No, okay.
What's this one?
Okay, this one is called In the Time of Drums. He gets rose from the marsh of like spirits in the evening. As meant to, he learned to be strong in the field beneath the blistering sun, just as Tiwi had told him. He sang her old songs to himself while he worked, and to his children while they could sing back to him. He told stories so strong that they wondered if he had lived in Africa himself. What do you think of In Time of Drums meant?
I think it meant like when people can talk through like drums.
What'd you get in there? Mangoes! So many mangoes. And bananas.
Hey, you guys, you need to listen. When we get fruit, we do not leave them in the bag that they came from. It will ripen the food too fast. When I see you guys put the food up there, the fruit up there, it cannot stay in the bag. You need to take it out, okay?
What happens if it's ripe?
If it ripes too fast,
We have to eat it earlier.
Yeah, you have to eat it all. Just gonna have mangoes for dinner. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a moment of silence. Have you guys ever done a moment of silence before? No. Never? A moment of silence is almost like really close to a prayer or meditation. So you take a moment and you can close your eyes, you can kind of look off in the distance, but really what you're doing in that minute is you're thinking about a specific subject. So we're specifically going to think about Juneteenth and slavery and what those people had to go through and how far we've come and where we want to go. 2 minutes, and we are starting now. I did a little research in the meantime, and I realized it actually didn't even become a national holiday until 2021. What we're going to do now is actually take and color the Juneteenth flag with the kiddos, and we'll show them the colors that go on there and then just explain to them a little bit about what the flag represents. You guys ready?
Yes. I'm ready.
You too, Panda. Come on. Here you go. The flag is super simple, just blue, red, and it actually has the white star. Yes, I did Google this. Make sure you get valid sources. So the Juneteenth is a symbol for Juneteenth holiday. Or sorry, the Juneteenth flag is a symbol for the Juneteenth holiday. The first version was created in 1997 by activist Ben High. The early version was displayed in 1997. The present version was first flown in the year 2000. Okay, here we go. Deliberately consisting of a red, white, and blue color scheme, just like the American flag.
That's what I just said.
Very good. The Juneteenth flag has a white star in the center meant to represent both Texas, the Lone Star State, as well as the freedom of enslaved people in all 50 states. I need to see a picture of it again?
No, I know. Blue top, red bottom.
Here you go, sweetie.
I already know.
No, blue top, red bottom.
That's what we just said.
Nope, I think she said the opposite.
No, she said blue top. Blue top.
Blue top, red bottom.
Like you're very close. Red top, blue bottom.
We've got our first couple items checked off our Juneteenth bucket
We
list.
have a lot more to go. We got
A lot
this
more
stuff.
to go. I'm excited for some of the rest of them, like the tea cakes and how delicious those will
I'll
be.
make those with the kiddos, but the girls are really excited to make them. We'll make the tea cakes soon.
Awesome. Panda, you ready?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and check off.
I want to check something.
You can check off next time. We'll go oldest to almost youngest. What you checking off first?
Read Juneteenth books on Juneteenth.
No, we did books on slavery.
Oh, slavery, right.
Okay.
Check.
Boom, baby.
That looks gigantic.
What's the next one?
We did have a moment of silence.
Okay. Boom, baby.
Then we did a third one. No.
Learn to be an advocate.
I didn't see this.
Ta-da! Yay!
I learned about how Harriet became Harriet.
You learned how Harriet became Harriet? Boom, baby. Alright, one thing you learned.
I learned the Juneteenth flag and its symbol, its meaning of its symbols.
Like it. Boom, baby. Alright, one thing that you learned.
I learned that Africa people, or not Africa people, but some people from Africa could use drums to speak in languages, or use drums to speak to other people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, one thing that you learned.
That the American flag is what was that?
The Juneteenth flag has the same colors as the American flag.
The Juneteenth flag that have the same color as the American flag.
Boom.
Good job.
I hope you guys learned something about Juneteenth. I know I did. It was pretty cool seeing the kids get engaged. Bye, guys.
Bye. Please like and subscribe also.
Let's see if I can get a close-up of Pikachu. Pikachu, I choose you.